every society chooses a small number of substances, no matter how toxic, and enshrines them in its cultural values, then demonizes all other substances, and then persecutes and launches witch hunts against those users.
Normally DMT is destroyed in the gut, but you take it in combo with beta-carboline and then it's active.
This was discovered by Amazonian Indians millennia ago and not discovered by Western science till 1956. Shamanism is about going into the realms of death, transcending the body, transcending space and time. What the psychedelics do is they dissolve boundaries. They dissolve the illusion of separateness.
Millions of people take ayahuasca in the Amazon. It is the largest psychedelic religion on earth.
The waking world and the world of the dreams become one.
So then it becomes the function of the shaman, the gadfly, the go-between, to carry information back and forth between these worlds. What you see, I think, is the morphogenetic field, the invisible world that holds everything together. You don't have to spend 20 years around the ashram.
I think it's a great tragedy of 20th century science that the original excitement about exploring consciousness and mental illness generated by the discovery of LSD gave way to establishment paranoia and repression of drug-using populations. Drugs might actually cause people to wake up to some of the abuses and scams that were being run by late modernism and capitalism.
We are supposed to live in a narrow canyon of consciousness, walled in between awake and sleep.
The so-called war on drugs, which is really a war against other people's values. It's a continuation of cultural genocide and all the other efforts made by the phenomenal success of capitalism to shove its agenda down other people's throats. People's minds, like their bodies, must be a domain free from government control.
It is a civil rights issue. This psychedelic dimension is part of the human birthright. No plant should be illegal. These things should not even be talked about as drugs.
The Supreme Court ruled that you can't patent a plant, that a plant is not an invention. The national symbol of Australia is the wattle. It's an acacia. The acacia ecology of Australia is jammed with DMT.
The strongest drugs are the ones most like ordinary brain chemistry. The most extreme case being DMT. DMT only lasts 7 to 10 minutes, and yet it's the most profound dislocation of reality that you can undergo.
I thought I knew a lot about psychedelics before I encountered DMT, and it showed me that I knew virtually nothing. And I took 3, 4 very large inhalations. My impression was of falling forward through some kind of tube that was fluctuating to space, which still beating of some sort. Creatures were made of light, and they were jumping in and out of my chest. And I thought I must have died, that this couldn't happen to somebody and come back. You cannot go further than this into the bardo and return.
The shaman is someone who has seen the beginning and the end. It's the most challenging, enlightening, astonishing, terrifying, joyous, strange thing in the world. I don't mean to scare anyone off, but these are bizarre dimensions of extraordinary power and beauty. People should be very careful.
Something could jump out from some unexpected dimension and change everything.
The shaman offers an immense example of courage. Sheer curiosity is the thing that I've always let carry me along, and I have no regrets about any of this. I think it's worth the life to put these issues in front of people. What it brings is an empathy to the destruction of the planet. You know, the cutting of a rainforest is suddenly no longer completely abstract. It's actually something you can feel and relate to. And all political change begins with a change of feeling and value. We have become a toxic force in planetary biology. There's going to have to be a radical transformation. Human future will be designed on how conscious we are able to make ourselves. If we can change our minds, we can take hold of this process and halt it